Oh hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to Board It Up, a channel all about board games. My name's Aaron, I'm your host, and today I'm unboxing Whitehall Mystery. It's designed by Gabriele Mari and Gianluca Santopietro, and it's published by Fantasy Flight Games, So Chester Cobblepot, and Giochi Uniti. This is a spiritual successor to Letters from Whitechapel, which is very similar to this theme and also the mechanics, but it's very much simplified, and it's a shorter and more refined game. It's a hidden movement, one versus many kind of a mechanic going on, where one person plays a murderer trying to get away and commit these murders across the city, while all the other players play the detectives who are trying to find this murderer in a limited number of turns. It plays ages 13 and up, 2 to 4 players, takes about 45 to 60 minutes. So let's open this up and let's see what's inside. Here we go. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about this game, that's why I got it. I do enjoy other games like this that are hidden movement type board games. So I'm very much looking forward to this. So let's open it up right here. And the very first thing is the manual, the rule book. And as far as I could tell, it's not a very complicated game. It's very simple to learn, quick to teach, and doesn't have very many mechanics or special rules. And because one team plays cooperatively, you can learn as you go. As long as I think it does. Usually in these types of games, the game usually suggests that the more experienced player play the one-off character. In this case, the murderer. And yeah, here we go. That's the rule book. It has a summary guide at the end. Okay. Let's actually look at the map, which I think... Oh, this is not the map. This is the cover. It has the map. This is the cover that, if you're the murderer, you would hide behind this and you'd play your moves secretly, out of view of the other players, so you can plan out which direction you're going to go. So this is a simpler version of the map that would be actually on the board. It only shows the network of the different spots, and you can see the black spots, the squares in between, are where other spots where the detectives or the investigators could go, and the circled spots that are of 3 different colors and has numbers on them, that's actually where the murderer could go. So this is just a screen to cover your secret hidden movements. You have a punch board of the different characters, but also the different special abilities that you could play. So let's just punch those out. There's not very many. Okay, that's that. Let's put this aside. We'll look at those in a second. Let's first look at the map. If I can get this out of the way. It's a pretty big map. I can't even get it all into frame here. It's upside down. Let's turn around. There we go. So you can see the blue spots are the water spaces that you can actually, I think you can take special boat movements between blue spots. And then the white spots, I believe, are the places where you can actually commit your murders. And then the black spots are in between. So and you can see 4 quadrants where you can commit your murders. I think you have to do 1 in each and you have to get from one quadrant, your murder spot in one quadrant, to any other murder spot in another quadrant in 15 moves or less. If not, the good guys win, the investigators win. So as an example, if you have one murder spot, let's say in 159, which of course only you would know as the murderer, the investigators would not know. And then let's say you have one murder spot in 147, and then another one at, let's say, 71. So if you're here, you have a choice of either going to 71 or what did I say, 147, I guess, let's say. And then you would decide which way you want to go, and then you have 15 moves to go from there to there or there to up there. And of course, and then from there you decide which other place you want to go to in one of the other quadrants. So that's essentially the main mechanic of the game. And each turn you end your turn in one of the circled spots. So the investigators are going in within the black spots and checking to see, okay, the black have they ever been to 130 recently, or are they there? You can investigate. So that's the map. Let's put that down there, and let's look at what else is in here. You have these tokens. These are clear tokens because you would actually cover the map with these tokens. So the red ones are actually when you've successfully gotten to your one of your predetermined locations and you've done your murder, you would put that spot there and you would announce, okay, I had actually gotten to one of my spots and that's where it was. Now you would announce later after you've actually done it, so you might not actually still be there by the time you announce it. But it gives an indication that, okay, you've succeeded and your 15 moves refreshes again. So yes, you can see there's 4 red tokens. And the yellow tokens is if, let's say, the investigators are here in this black square and you have gone through this path, you've passed through 141 and 126, and they ask you, and then you say, yes, I have actually been there recently. And then they check here, yes, I've been there. So they have an idea, okay, this is the general direction that the murderer is heading, so let's try to chase him down or let's try to cut him off, that kind of a thing. So those are some of the actions and that would help the investigators catch the bad guy. So let's put those to the side. Now these are pretty cheap plastic. There's not much to it, but it gets the job done. So, I mean, the main thing is that it's colored, so you can tell the difference, and also it's transparent enough that you can actually tell what's the number underneath, because you want to be able to tell the spots apart. Okay, so that is that. Let's put the map aside for now, and let's look at some of these figurines. Now these are also pretty simple figures. Remember, this is not a miniature game, so you wouldn't really expect a publisher to invest a lot of money into their minis if they don't really play a big role. These are pretty low grade plastic. Let's get a close up of them here. So focus. So the black one obviously being the bad guy. Now I don't know if this is actually supposed to be Jack the Ripper or like a copycat of Jack the Ripper. And then you have the other 3 characters, one of whom is a journalist, I think. One of them is an actual policeman. Not sure who the third one is. So as you can see there, they have some detail, but again, you're not going to be painting these, or you're not going to be really showing these off because they get the job done. So let's put those aside as well. Now the black figurine actually would not go on the map because you don't want to actually say where you are, but the black figurine would actually go on the tracker, which I showed that goes from 1 to 15, that tracks how many turns you have left. So the black figurine would actually not be on the map. However, the other heroes, the other character investigators, I guess, would actually be traveling around the map. Let's see, this would be the notepad where if you are the murderer, you would keep track of your path when you go from, let's say, one location to the next. And as you can see, here, this is where you would determine 4 spots, one in each quadrant of the map, where you predetermine would be the places of murder before the game begins. So you're not allowed to change that once the game begins. And then you go from, let's say, the first one, you have 15 moves to get to the next one, and then from there another 15 moves to get to the other one. There's no necessary order. You could jump back and forth, or take any order you want, and there's enough copies here. But if you're afraid of running out, I'm sure you can find a PDF online if you Google it, or you could just laminate one of these and use a dry erase marker on it. It's one option, and that's all that's in the box. So let's just look at the tokens and the cards lastly. So you have, here's a character, Smoker, Spitsbergen dog. I'm not going to read all their special abilities. I'll leave that for you to discover on your own. And then you have Jasper as a journalist. That's the yellow investigator. And then you have Sergeant Arthur Ferris, Metropolitan Police. That's blue. And then you have, finally, Dr. Thomas Bond. I'm sure somehow related to James Bond. Metropolitan Police, A Division. That's the red investigator. Okay, and then you have the special abilities. So I believe all of these are for the murderer. Yes, so this is a coach that lets you take 2 actions in a row, or 2 movements in a row for 1 turn. And then you have special movement, so you can take the boat. There's another stagecoach. You can take the boat between 2 waters. There's 2 of them as well. And then you have other special kind of movements where you get to take an alley, which means you can jump between two spots. As an example, through a block. So you can see this is the usual path. So if you want to go from 47 to, let's say, 46, you have to go here first and then here. But if you take the special alley path, so this, you can see, is 1 block. It's blocked off by a road all around it. So you can go from here to here and take an alley in between these blocks to there. So that's a special movement action that you can take. And some locations are obviously better for alleys than others. Some of them are bigger blocks. As you can see, like this one that goes all the way around is 1 block. That's 1 huge block. So you could go from here all the way to 93, which is a huge jump and would give you a huge boost to either hide your trails or just to get to your next location if you're running out of turns. So again, that's where the strategy comes in. So that's basically all there is in the box. Yeah, you have the cover I mentioned. So that's Whitehall Mystery. So I would actually like to do a gameplay or review at this down the road, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and especially hit that bell notification button so I know you're interested, and as soon as I upload my next video, you'll be informed. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya!